state final appearance. But last year's state finalist is hoping to prove that 2022 was no fluke. Tonight, it's Punahou and Kamehameha Hawaii in the Division I state semifinals. A perfect 83-degree afternoon in the quiet town of Salt Lake, but it's about to get louder here on the final Thursday of the girls' volleyball season. We're inside Moanalua Gym, the last pit stop in the chase for the championship, as we get ready for the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State semifinals. Game number 1 of our doubleheader features the Punahou Buff and Blue, taking on last year's state finalists and the number 2 seed in the tourney, Kamehameha Hawaii. Kamehameha Kapalama or Baldwin awaits match 2 of our doubleheader. Everyone reconvenes tomorrow on the North Shore for the Division I State Championship at the Cannon Activity Center on OC 16. A lot on the line. Can't wait to get this one going. He's Kevin Wong. Jimmy Bender's over there, and I'm Felipe Ohastro. So here we are, Kamehameha Hawaii and Punahou. They meet again for the second consecutive year. This time 1 round closer to the final, and 2 teams have learned a lot since then. You could have a much different match when it's all said and done, but the intensity level is still there between both of these programs.
And that history doesn't go away, right? You got a Kamehameha team that's got some confidence. You got a Punahou team that's got some grievances that they got to go for. It's going to be a fun one here tonight.
It's youth versus experience. It is experience versus heartbreak at times. Be interesting to see who punches their ticket to the final. Jimmy Bender talked to both coaches. Here he is with the New City Nissan Court Report. Jimmy.
Thanks a lot, guys. Here's how they plan to win it tonight and move on to that championship game. Over on the Punahou side, Tita Ahuna saying the main thing for her, and she always tells us, is serve and pass. And like they do before every game, they did some serving and passing on campus today, but they also watched some game film on the Warriors. That might help. Check out some tendencies. Now, over on the Kamehameha Hawaii side, Guy Enrique is saying main thing for him tonight is just to keep it simple. He said there's no sense trying to get some complex blocking schemes against this Punahou offense. Just do what we've been doing all year and hope it's good enough. Guys, back to you.
Punahou's made their 25 state finals. A win tonight can put them at 26. A win for the Warriors, it's their second consecutive chance at the crown. Gonna be a fun one. Big Island versus Buff and Blue. Punahou and Kamehameha Hawaii. First serve on the way on Spectrum OC 16. Final a year ago. Pretty good crowd here. A lot of fans came from Hawaii Island in anticipation for this one. They've made the traveling routes from McKinley last night and now here to Salt Lake here tonight against the ILH runners-up here in 2023. Ladies and coaches on the floor, let's meet them here as we swing in the Zippies starting lineups. First for the Punahou Buff and Blue. It's a Punahou Buff and Blue team, by the way, that doesn't make a lot of significant changes, but here tonight, I mean, you're going to have the usuals, Lulu Uluabe along with Haumea Marumoto, Kealohalani Cox. Those 3 outside hitters have been great. Khaleesi and Brown turning it on second half of this season. Rilla Binney, more than 50 assists last night. Reese Tevez is a digging machine. Her along with Kali Jo Shigemasa have been stellar in the opposite color jerseys all year here for Tita Ahuna's crew. For the Warriors, the undefeated Kamehameha Hawaii Warriors and champions of the Big Island Interscholastic Federation, feels along with Honma Poloi, Hui, terrific basketball athlete as well, joins Kayla Carter, Maile Kuamo'o, and Kealohi Dudoa, stellar libero in the BIF this past year. Our officiating crew, we get to see him for the second consecutive night. Michelle Hayes, great official, gets on top of the tower. John Ahia worked lines last night. Down on the floor. All right, so we have 2 ILH teams here in the Division I semifinals. You have the BIF champion, and then the story really has been Baldwin. Baldwin can capture their first ever state final appearance by the end of this evening. It's usually been Kamehameha Maui, but this is pretty much uncharted territory here for the Bears. And they picked up a good win last night, as we saw over the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and it wasn't too close, right? Like, they were in control of the match. They had the better ball control. I'll tell you, those 3 passers, the 2 sisters and Anana, I'd put them against any passers in the state.
Yeah, Amanda Naipo and Ariana Naipo, the twin sisters. Ariana got the impact player last night. Nearly a double-double performance. That's game 2 of our doubleheader. Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official trophy provider for Spectrum OC 16 Sports. For all your special achievements, call Ryan. Mike's Engraving and Trophies, they're located in Aiea. Just outside the gym is the brand new turf baseball and softball field, which is expected to be completed the second week of December. Maybe open for the second half of the JV baseball and softball season. but for sure open by the spring season. Guy Enriquez, one of the legendary Labor Day tournaments right over on Kamehameha Hawaii's campus. 24 teams. They're looking to expand it to 32 next year with some stellar talent from across the continent. But that's one of the all-time great guys and ambassadors for the sport of volleyball here in Hawaii.
Yeah, and continues to take his show on the road. He does a number of team clinics up in Oregon, throughout the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, he's just on the cutting edge of volleyball and has been there for a long time.
It's been so impressive what Kamehameha Hawaii has done with this team. Just 4 seniors on this group. Really a couple players have gotten significant playing time from last year's state finalist squad. That is, Mela Honman's in that group, Hui's in that group as well. And Guy Enriquez has said, it's been so difficult to try and prepare against the other team because we're so focused on ourselves and making sure that we need to take care of what we have. And there's so much love and respect between these coaching staffs, and you're seeing it right here.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm interested, first, what lineup is Punahou going to put out? We know who's going to be out there, but like in what positions, right? It's been a little bit of a changing of the dial throughout the season. Looks like Tevis is back in. Is Indigo Clark going to be healthy? That's a big question mark. Is Callie Jo Shigemasa going to be setting some? I've heard some rumblings that that's an option.
And for Lulu Uluave, we've seen her wear a number of different jerseys. Island's final, we saw her in the libero spot. And you mentioned Indigo Clark started 2 televised games at the opposite side. Doesn't get to start here tonight. Everyone trying to reach tomorrow. And the venue 35 miles north of where we are right now in the Cannon Activity Center. The brand new finish line for the HHSAA. Kamehameha Hawaii won the toss, elected to serve. Kuomo'o, one of 6 juniors on the team. Ready to get us going. Shoots that one right to Uluave. Benny right at the net. Goes to Marumoto, who opens and breaks the scoring seal.
And it's interesting, Punahou starts in rotation 6, and that puts so much pressure on Kamehameha Marumoto because literally she's the only option in that rotation.
This one floated along here by Brown. Outside it goes. Here's Honma, the roll shot. Diving at that one was Benny. Marumoto tries to turn at it. Goes into the net. Through heart and grit last year, knocking off Punahou. Straight sets, and then Kahuku in the semifinal round. Honma puts it back in play. Uluave from the back row, met the block of Hui.
And Hui is a player that's got me really intrigued, right? He's played the extent of 3 months of volleyball throughout her high school career, but you can tell she is an athlete.
Uluave got out to Benny for a bump for Marumoto, who hit that one out.
And early on, you can see Kamehameha Hawaii just keeping things simple, keeping the ball in play, playing very smart on Punahou. They're going to have to work through some issues here early on.
Benny outside Marumoto, smacks at that one. Honma, good handle on the reception. And a mishandle on the set. It's a double contact in the first one of the night here for the Warriors.
Kuomo'o making that transition from the DS to the setter position. That was pretty tight. That was called pretty tight. So looking for the bar to be consistently high throughout the night. And if I'm a setter on either side, I'm going to say, hey, keep the hands a little closer, keep it a little more simple.
Here's Benny, one of 9 seniors with this group. Got it across. Kuomo'o down the middle for Honma, goes into the net.
And on the one side for Marumoto, she'll carry a lot of the offensive burden for 3 rotations she's in there. On the other side, Honma will carry that burden for all 6.
And they need her on the floor. She's a vocal captain. She's a leader. Benny's been stellar this season in the ILH. That finds the back corner.
And I think if there's one secret to Punahou's success, not only in this match, but if they win this against the finals, it's going to be the service pressure. They got a really good passing rotation in there now. They're going to have enough offense. Can they put pressure?
Kuomo'o flung it out. It's a swing there for Carter. Got it.
Wow. The senior opposite looking really jumpy, looking very fluid. You don't expect that much power off of that serene and approach and swing. Wow.
Yohi Dudua. The libero here for the Warriors. Smacks it into the net. Both coaches have preached that serving might dictate where their teams will go by the end of time. He had a great point too, because Mililani served Moanalua out of the gym in the OI final. It flipped when Punahou faced them last time in the quarterfinals. Just got them out of their funk. Throwing darts. Moriwaki got it over. Kuomo'o to Honma. Right there to Benny. The chase down off a bump for Tevez, and nearly put down by Cox. They're diving and sprawling, and it was Dudawa on the second contact. In the middle, it's a roof. Nearly put down by Poloi, and put down by Uluave finally. Kelisi had a crack at it. Poloi had a near big-time stuffage. And a sprawl by Dudawa kept the rally going.
This is one of those rallies, right, where Kamehameha, Hawai'i, felt like they could have won that rally in 3 different locations before Punahou takes the advantage.
Off a bump, Honma rips at it while Tevez and Benny, then Uluave into the block. It was Carter.
This is high-level volleyball. It's happening quickly. The tempo is by the setters on both sides. Seeing the back row setting. Looks very collegiate.
Pace quickening here. Loniu behind the line. Serving specialist, got it at Tevez, tied at the net. Benny tipped it across. That one backhanded there by Kuomo'o after the hit from Kelisi. Off the return, Benny middle, Kelisi again. They go right back to the freshman. That's confidence. A freshman in the Final Four getting 3 real good swings and finally putting one down.
And the crazy thing is she was in the lineup early in the year, and then for a big part of the middle of the season, didn't get much playing time. So really having to learn on the fly here.
And we didn't see her really until the ILH final, with Kamehameha won that one in 4. That's an ace. Reese Tevez.
And Jimmy talked about it a little bit in terms of like the journey of a season, and there's enough time, 2-3 months, whatever it is, to have positions go in waves, right? And then come back to the starting point again.
Honma still in the back row, got it there to Benny. Tevez bumps it, Uluave swings at it and gets it down.
Last year, Punahou had no answer for the Bics, right? Honma was able to go area 1, area 5, and tonight, Benny has been right there in area 1, popping up every opportunity she's had. I think if you're Honma, you might have to swing the other way towards your right side back to area 5.
The setter here for Kamehameha Hawai'i was a defensive and serving specialist last year in Kuomo'o. In fact, she went on a stretch of about 12 points in the quarterfinal run last year, which got Punahou out of their rhythm and thus the sweep. So everyone's really had to kind of adjust their role and really understand their role and be comfortable with their role. Here for Guy Enriquez's crew. Feels the 10th grader, gets it across to Moriwaki. Benny in the middle, this one pushed over by Brown, over past Brown. In the back row, played off the net beautifully by Kuomo'o, shoveled back over by Loniu. They go past Brown to Uluave.
Let's talk about the journey of Uluave, right? She was blasting balls just like this early in the year. Then had some little injuries, some little miscues. Played a little libero in the middle of the year, and then here she is. So look at the energy, right? Look at the leadership.
BYU bound, Lulu Uluave, and a 4-point buff and blue advantage. Shigemasa in for the first time, gets it across. Kuomo'o back to Honma, hard angle. Dug up by Uluave, wants it, has it, gets it, scores it. Wanted a net called on Punahou, did Guy Enriquez, didn't get it.
The net moved quite a bit, and the actual reason why Hanma was into the pole, right? Hit the pole, moved it all around. I'm not sure if the pole didn't move the net and the net didn't move it into Benny,
right.
but
true. To light it on that near side post, as this one from Shigemasa is poked long. Hui back in here for the Warriors. Cameron Grace in as well for Kamehameha Hawaii. Undefeated Kamehameha Hawaii have not dropped a set in more than a month. Serving well, got it down.
There's not a lot of emotion from Kamehameha, right? They look just confident and steady. A lot of composure.
Grace, Tevez, Benny, put down by Brown.
Love the diversity of skills that Brown has shown here tonight. Here she's showing the offense. She's also done a really good job from behind the service line. She set one in transition. I mean, you don't see middle blockers do that very often.
Uluave, we're a team up 4. Uroa, Kuomo'o, and Hui just got it across and then try to send it back, but Tevez was there. Marumoto reverses it and bumps it across. Kuomo'o flung it up. Honma the push, diving Tevez. Benny out to Marumoto. A quick turn. That one's no good. It's a pickup here for Honma through the block, then Marumoto and into the stands.
Enriquez, he's just so intriguing, right? Like I would put one of our ISO cams on him the whole time. He's got the hand motions. He's like dealing cards and like magic tricks. I feel like he should be wearing gloves out there.
I don't know if he's telling her who to serve to or to steal third. Jumps at Benny. Marumoto, another double block. Hui and Carter were there.
This team's got some physicality, right? Take a look. And they also got the scouting report. 2 people camped up on Marumoto. That's a good plan all night long.
Effective on that left side. Shigemasa overpass. Honma puts it home. Looky here. They refuse to go away. Still early on. Short lollipop serve right to Marumoto. Right to the backside, finally hit over there by Brown. Tevez able to pick that one up after the Beal swing. Marumoto's roofed again! Hui! How do you do?
Once again, right, like you got a tall basketball player in the middle blocker position just going up for rebounds. Don't hit her way.
Where's at 4 blocks here tonight?
Wow.
To the first 24 points and a 4-0 Warrior run. Marumoto tries to answer. Picked up by Honma. Kuomo'o down the middle. Beals, floater. Uluave. Shigemasa. Marumoto. Punahou first to 13. Marumoto was denied a couple of times. There was no way they're going to stop her on this swing. Going to round Hui to pound it down, and the Buffin blew up 1 in set 1. Kiki. 11 miles away from there. Salt Lake Gym. You see Guy Enriquez.
Look at that.
Ka'u graduate. One of the all-time great coaches in the history of the sport here in Hawaii. Here's Honma tracking back to get that one to Uluave. Benny in the middle. Pounded there by Kelisi. Kuomo'o gets called for the mishandle. It's a double contact.
We see Guy Enriquez. We got Tito Huna on the other side. We got 2 collegiate coaches coaching high school ball, right? Like, how many places in the country are you going to see that?
Hall of Famer, national champion, Hall of Famer type of coach here too, right? It's just, this is wicked. Kuomo'o to Honma, who gets denied. Marumoto
Nothing better in the world than if you've gotten blocked a couple times to go and return the favor. There's just something different about the denial at the net like that. It's just different. It's very visceral.
Is it elevated because it's the playoffs too?
Oh, for sure.
Kuomo'o in the middle, just mishandled. Oh, the double pump from Hui Hui.
You couldn't draw that up if you tried, right? Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to jump early and then re-jump again, and I'll kind of let. It's just too complicated.
That's wicked. And she's on the basketball court, and she's phenomenal at it. Over in Ke'au. Gets the kill to Hui Hui. Honma, flying tip. You just never know when it's coming, and Honma baits you in and found the campfire kill.
And it happens faster. They run their bick. I don't know if there's something possible then faster than a bick. If it is, that's it. It doesn't go higher than the antenna. That's how crazy it is. It's like a one out of the back row.
Floated there by Honma. Middle Kelisi into the block there of Beals. Uluave sliding Kuomo'o. Oh, Mea Marumoto. The net shook. It's a point here for Punahou.
They always say that the great teams are able to win ugly, and this has got the feeling, this first set, of who can pull it out, who can win a set when you're not playing at your best, because neither side's really playing tip-top shape.
2-point separation, Punahou on top. This pass kind of shanked to the stands. Had to be chased down by Carter, hit over by Honma.
Oh no.
At the net, Binney, nearly got it over the top, but she went over the top of the net. Illegal back row attack.
I'll tell you, Uluave, who might be the most skilled player on this floor, one of the easiest plays around, just took her eye off the ball.
Roosevelt gave Kamehameha Hawaii quite the challenge yesterday in the quarterfinal round. A very good Roosevelt team, and Jaron Lubong, great head coach.
Look at that guy. He is just constant energy. It's like a shark. Right? He's like a shark. He's moving, he's directing. There's no such thing as a happy shark, Felipe.
No, there's not. 17-15, that's an ace. Right between Beals and Honma.
I mean, if they can get Moriwaki serving BBs and Tevis, you know what you're going to get from Uluave, from Binney. Like, this is a dangerous Punahou team if they can get their serves going.
Buff and Blue with 3 aces here tonight. Beals slides down, Kuomo'o in the middle, stashed away. Poloi gets her first kill here tonight.
Not flashy, but she's got great footwork. She's got a really nice compact arm swing. Not a lot of room for error.
Kamehameha Hawaii just 2 hitting errors here tonight. They're hitting 250, but they're down 2. Big running start, big blast there from Cox. Had to be chased down by Honma and then hit over by Dudua. Moriwaki, Binney, outside Cox again. Roll shot, backhanded up by Kuomo'o. And fought for and stayed alive by Honma. Moriwaki to Binney, the middle Kelisi, trying to tip it down. Stabbing up again, Kuomo'o, flat-footed by Beals. They go back to Cox, into the net for contact.
I'll tell you, Lau Niu, right in the middle of that play, did a little crazy limbo. Right, this is an amazing dig. Kuomo'o looks so comfortable playing defense.
I spent the last couple of years on that varsity level. That one dropped off right to Tevis. Here comes Uluave. It's out. Self-inflicted wounds, and now the set is squared at 18.
This is the kind of set we talk. And the crazy thing is, who wins this set has a really good chance of winning, right? It's about putting 2-3 points together at the end in the red zone.
Loniu, Uluave, Kelisi tipped it off the block there of Poloi. Honma bump. Beals hits it to the back corner, picked up by Teves. Here comes Cox, a running start. Honma, what a big dig in the back row. Honma says, I got it. Front row there for Kelisi. Binney runs after it to set Uluave. Into the block. Teves the cover. Binney will feed it outside. Here's Cox. Oh, Honma nearly got a great dig. It's up and out.
Cox, number 10 in white, has been an enlightenment for this Punahou team, right? Last half of the ILH season, she just came alive, and I'll tell you, her spunk, her firepower, her energy, it's infectious.
Oh, tough one there, the handle for Launiu. Hit over by the Warriors. Benny, Cox, yes. Guy Enriquez looks up at the scoreboard, says, I want to take time, can I get it? He will. Buff and Blue create enough of a separation. Up to set one. Best of 5 in the New City Nissan Division I semifinals. Tomorrow, crown champions on the North Shore for the Division II and Division I crowns up for grabs in the New City Nissan Girls Volleyball State Championship Tournament. Division II action kicks off at 5:07. We get you going Game Day Hawaii delivered by Pizza at 4:45 p.m. Exciting first set here. Semifinal number 1. Tevis got it to the back to Durawa. Kuomo'o in the middle, poked over by Poloi. There's Moriwaki. Cox flying him off the cable. Had to be chased down by the Warriors. Kuomo'o's contact sent that ball back. The Buff and Blue up 3.
And these rotations where Punahou's got 3 hitters in the front row. Benny doing such a good job of going back over her shoulder to the right side. I'll tell you, the right side offense is least utilized, and it should be more. It's one of the highest hitting percentages.
What a rundown for Dudawa, and then Homa just launches one to try and keep it going and sent that one long.
If you told me that someone would go from 15 feet off the back line and they'd overshoot, I mean, that's like some Felipe power right there.
And they couldn't do this at McKinley because the ceilings are a little bit lower, and so these higher ceilings have favored those kind of plays. That's an ace. It's a run here, and Guy Enriquez will take time again.
It's been the service pressure, right? Like, this is a 5-point differential in set 1, and Punahou's got 5 aces versus 2 errors. And I'll tell you, if all they did in practice for the last 3 weeks was go and serve, I would say, like, hey, that's not a bad idea, right? Like, obviously, Tita Huna is way more, complex than that. But I'll tell you, this team is serving lights out right now, and that's going to be key moving forward.
Punahou is trying to mirror this season than what happened nearly 10 years ago since their last state championship, 2014. And for Punahou Buff and Blue fans, again, 9 years might as well be 90 years in the sport of girls volleyball, right? It's been dominated in recent history by Iolani and Kamehameha. But Punahou lost to Kamehameha 3 times that season, 2014, but won the match that mattered with McKenna Granado leading the way in 23 kills in that state final. But the preparation from last year to this year is at a much higher level. And Tita Huna said, self-reflecting on that, says, our players need to do better, coaches need to do better, and they have done better. This is their 20th match this season already.
Yeah, and you think about it, they've lost to 1 team.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the honest truth. Now, here's the difference between 2014, though. Like, you got a 5-1 setter, a KO for Kamehameha who gets injured 2 weeks before states. That's not happening here tonight,
For
and
sure.
they're going to have to do some work there.
Guy Enriquez, the who graduates of a country boy. Had some time over at Washington State. Kind of got the volleyball background going when one of the coaches at Washington State, hey, we need an assistant. I heard you played volleyball in club. You want to hop on board? And since then, that ball just kind of rode down the hill for a guy who grew up playing basketball majority of his life. But still has that energy. I don't think he sat down here tonight.
No, he won't.
Yeah. Well, also, there's no room. 23-18. Kuomo'o tries to fling one. Ululave all over that.
And this is some of those times where maybe some of the inexperience for Kamehameha taking shape.
Set point. Honma. And there's a hit by Cox and then hit over by Moriwaki. In the middle. Boy, hits it out. And Punahou ends the set on a 7-0 run to take set 1. What a run there for the Warriors. And for the first time in more than a month, the Warriors drop a set. Buff and Blue win this one by 7. jams here in the state semifinals. And they do it behind the service line. That pressure was nonstop here, Kip. They had 5 service aces in the first frame.
Yeah, a lot of tempo, very flat to the net, without much spin. Those 3 things are really good combination. And sometimes when you're putting pressure on, you'll get a lucky one here and there as well.
Both teams hitting under 100 as you take a look at the Jack in the Box Set 1 stats.
Yeah, great point. Really good defensive battle on both sides. Kamehameha Schools Hawaii actually leading the charge there, but the service pressure, I mean, think about that. You lose hitting, you lose the block battle, you lose the defensive battle, but you get more aces. That shows you how important it is to be successful from behind the line.
7-0 run to end that first set to take set number 1. Here for Punahou. Tita Ahuna was hoping to try and get to the Cannon Activity Center tomorrow. I asked her, when was the last time you were at the Cannon Activity Center in a non-working capacity? And she was just like, oh, no, that wasn't it. Oh, well, nope, that wasn't it either. Never. But then she realized
there'd be some HBU
there's a club
stuff, right?
Yeah, there's a club. There's a USA Volleyball Club clinic out there. I said, how long ago? She couldn't remember. It was that long ago. So
Felipe, you'll see there's like the green pastures ahead when you get a little older, like Tita and I.
You're not. Well, first of all, none of you guys are old. Both of you guys are not old, buddy. Although I've heard about the pastures.
They put you out to pasture. That's what it is.
Is that what it is? Set 2 underway. Komo'o to Honma trying to get active early. Dug up by Tevez down the line. Benny floating one for Uluave from 12 feet out. Picked up there by Beals initially, and then she hits it across. Benny in the middle. Quick there for Brown.
Brown just too fast off the ground. You had 2 people actually putting a lot of attention to her. Just a blur of activity. She's hit the ball down before they're even fully to the height of their jumps.
Honma. Kuomo'o back to Honma. Roll shot, got it down.
You know, when I was watching her in warm-ups, it almost looked like she was too excited, like trying to jump too high, hit too hard. This shot tells me she's finding her center. She's finding a little bit more of that senior veteran savvy, and I think that's what she's so good at.
Uluave, Benny. Here comes Marmoto, the tip to fly it across. And this one goes out to Beals. There's Tevez near the net. Benny flung it out. Marmoto off the high hands. Kept alive there by Honma. Kuomo'o to the right side. There's Carter. Carter very, very good on that right side as well.
They're not giving her enough opportunities, right? She's 2 for 2 so far. And it's just like a mouse trap, right? Like you put the cheese out and snap.
Uluave, Benny, middle there for Brown. Carter going to set it to Honma. Oh, my goodness. Right off the arm of Cox, and then there goes Marmoto. Hit the bottom of the cable, and it's down. Marmoto able to score again here for the Buff and Blue, number 4.
And she dug a little bit of a hole for herself early in the first set, made a few errors, and now she's starting to make better decisions. And I'll tell you, watch out, beware, because when she's on her game, nearly unstoppable.
There's Brown. Honma tight at the net and just going to be carried across. Force the lift.
You talked about all the graduates. You know, Honma was the youngster last year, but Taina Kauai, Schubert, Helms, a couple setters. You got talent across the board, and they've just had to reload this season.
And thus they had to get that chemistry off to a hot start. How about the runner from Beals? But this one sails out.
Most times when we talk to coaches, you can get a sense for what they think about their team. I feel like this Kamehameha Hawaii staff may be a little bit different. They're always so humble. They're always not taking anything for granted.
Kuomo'o back out here to Honma to tip it front row to Benny. Uluave a bump set to Marmoto. Oh, Kuomo'o, what a save. Tap here by Benny. Her first one tonight, right on cue.
Great high swing from Marimoto, sets this play up. Kuomo'o, such a great defender, right? She is all over the place.
Sprawling and diving and digging.
10 digs. She's doubled up on the next player on either team.
There she is to set it up, and she gets called for the handling violation. In fact, she went over the line. Over the line, it took her across the center stripe. Punahou trying to avenge that quarterfinal loss a year ago. Stop them dead in their tracks as Punahou is trying to get to the final. Kuomo'o, Carter, overpass. Durawa, Kuomo'o, Carter a runner. Binney, Buluave, Marumoto, Durawa, Kuomo'o, Honma, net. You made a good point about Mela Honma, and there's a timeout taken here by Guy Enriquez about her role on the team. We'll touch up on that when we come back. It's an early stoppage of play called by the champions from the Big Island Interscholastic Federations. The Buff and Blue are up 5.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by your Hawaii Honda dealers.
I got me a paradise. It's your paradise too.
Experience the beauty of the islands in a Honda Hybrid with fuel efficiency and range that saves you money while keeping our Aina
pay-per-view.
Air Force comes to Manoa to take on the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii, trying to win back-to-back games. We'll have it for you on Spectrum Sports Pay-Per-View. Game on gets you going at 5:15. Great crowd here on hand. Buff Nation in the house. Warrior Nation as well. Of course, a pretty big week here for Kamehameha Hawaii this weekend. They'll take on Roosevelt in the first round of the first Hawaiian Bank State Football Division II State Championships. So a lot of administrators and dignitaries also in the house, including Chris Chun, Russ Aoki, Kimo Weaver, Athletic Director for Kamehameha Hawaii. Big time of the year. Kuomo'o tries a one-handed set right to Hui Hui. A bunch of volleyball referees in the stands. Thought there was a handling violation on the Buff and Blue. This one goes off a touch and out, and the point here for Punahou.
I don't know, I thought the set was pretty good actually, and then at the end, it's just unstoppable. Remember that early in the first set, she was getting blocked on that. Changed the trajectory of the swing, changed the outcome.
And it was on Poloi and Hui Hui to block her. That's another ace tonight for the Buff and Blue. 6 aces for Punahou. And that ends an 8-0 run.
That serve right there, I don't mind that miss, right? It's like out a foot wide, a foot long. It looks way more out than it is. And I'll tell you, that's the kind of serve that's going to get points against Kamehameha Kapalama. And you want to win this one, but you also want to be in a place. That's the dilemma here, right? As you see another block, Kamehameha Hawaii has really been focusing in on Khaleesi after the big number she put up in quarterfinals. But if I'm Punahou, I want to win tonight, but that's like almost like 1A of priorities. At the top of it, right next to it, 1B is like, make sure I'm in a place where I'm confident against Kamehameha Kapalama for tomorrow night as well.
Buluave ripping one. What a dig there from Honma. And Carter a runner. Binney gets the hands up. Marumoto. One's out. I'm talking to some of the players and the coaches, especially with the teams that are experienced in this realm, it's hard to not look ahead when you have to take care of tonight, because sometimes you get caught in that mental trap of, yeah, we got it. Oh no, do we have it? Then you have those upsets as Honma, off instinct, just shoots it back over. And Binney, sneak attack. What a save by Kuomo'o. Wow, like a ninja got the hands up there. Marumoto off the block and out.
Some rat-a-tat in the back row, right? Kuomo'o, Tudua over there as well. They call her Blue because she's got the blue eyes.
20-5 in the quarterfinals last night for Marimoto. Picked up by Kuomo'o. Honma ripping at it. There's Binny. Chavez a bump set. Cox.
Those 3 touches, the dig on the back, the set on transition, and then Cox laying into it, that's as good as it can be.
Look at her eyes. Look at the
got some crazy eyes, right?
There's a ferocity.
I love it.
In the middle, the hit over by Beloy. Marimoto goes out.
And when I say crazy, I had actually the similar look in my eyes. I mean like intense. I mean like in the moment. I mean like you're feeling the game and all the energy. I love that. Singing a little song, little shimmy. Send me the ball, Benny.
And people will feed off of that. There's Benny, middle, and just missed time with the freshman Kelisi.
And you know what's funny is like the best setters, as you get more experience, you can actually read the body language. And if you see Cox like that, like I would just go to her over and over again, right? Like when someone's feeling it.
Loniu behind the line, serving and pushing that one out.
In some ways, Kamehameha Hawaii needs a player that's like that, right? Like I'm not sure who's the emotional leader for them. Maybe it's Coach.
Honma.
Good call.
Kuomo'o, and this one goes off of Tebes off the tip. Beloy again, very effective for the middle.
Yeah, she's not flashy, right? But she sees the block. She sees the open court. I used to hate playing against middle blockers like that.
It's very savvy from center court as Moriwaki's pass got it back to the middle. Binny a running bump to Uluabe, underhands it across. On the pop it up, there's Tevez. Binny, Uluabe off the block. Tevez couldn't save it.
I'll tell you, the scores table, they saw our earlier broadcast where
Last night.
You can't get in the way of Uluabe, right? Like she's a little bit of a intense defender herself.
She'll run through a wall.
She will. Coaches love that.
Off the cable, it's down. Cameron Grace. And she get on a streak here. Yes.
Wow. Just a sophomore. Right? Like that was some spunk. No doubt. When you get back there behind the line, you got to do your routine and you got to get rid of all doubt.
Short one there to Moriwaki. Cox scores it.
That connection on the right side, Cox has been nearly perfect. She's got 5 kills here tonight.
Having 400, just one hitting error. Even her approach, just her in the front row alone is very intimidating right through the net. Buff and Blue up 2, up in the match 1-0. Overpass chance to continue it. Back to Cox, over the top. Dudawa's there. Kuomo'o middle. Poloi into the block, and now it's officially down. Point Punahou.
You know, we talk about how important the serves are. Half of Punahou's players, actually like 4 out of 6 of them, are hitting 0 or negative. The only 2 hitters hitting positive are Brown and Cox.
Wow.
And yet, because of their service pressure, they're in control.
Dive there for Binny. Cox rises up for a swing, and that one dug up in the back row. There's Honma to tip it down. Welcome back to the match.
Yeah, 2 of her best swings in this second set have been the off-speed stuff. When you get a little older, when you're a senior, you're a little more savvy, you can breathe a little bit better, and you can see what the defense is giving you.
kind of started off playing basketball, so that volleyball was kind of her escape. It's flipped over the last 3 years where volleyball is going to take her to the collegiate level. Still weighing out her Division I and Division II offers. She catches a lot of eyes from colleges as Brown goes into the net.
Yeah, and I think you look at people who have games like her from the high school Hawaii level. Maui Robbins, they have a really similar style there. The fact that her teammate last year, Taina Kauwai, is starting as a freshman at Portland.
Benny waits for it. Drops. Good dig there. Launiu. Ooh, this one hit out by Grace. 15-13.
Kamehameha Hawaii, compounding the pressures is when they get the good pass, they're able to go to the middle, they're able to get effective and in tempo, but when they're out of system, they really haven't had an answer for this new Punahou defense.
Shigemasa. Her father, Reed Shigemasa, in attendance, the Pearl City Athletic Director, one of the great high school coaches as well. Honma. Woo! Whipping one down. Honma, who was the impact player last night in the match against Roosevelt, has a half dozen kills.
Right, and we said she's going to have to go for 20 and 20 in order to win this match, and she's maybe 1/3 of the way. Long way to go.
We've got 2 ties and 2 lead changes here in the frame. Uluave. 2-point lead.
You know you hit it hard when a great libero like Dudois on the other side kind of like grimaces with pain at the end of this play.
That's with the sleeve on.
With the sleeve.
Time to get your veins rattling. Uluave. And Kuomo'o goes to Honma. Oh, Uluave vacuums that one in. Uluave takes a swing at it now. Rattled the cable, it pitter-patters around. Gets called for the mishandle on Grace.
Dig of the match so far. That was absolutely blasted, and you can see why Uluave going to be a really good libero at the next level.
Uluave sidewinder right to Honma, and Kuomo got it up there for Honma, front row. Marumoto had to chase it down. Benny, quick attack, middle. Brown swings at it. There's Dudois. Kuomo flying in. There's Grace, and the amazing Grace just got it over the cable and down.
How sweet the sound. Woo. Had some good service pressure here, a little tickling of the tape.
Sub in here. Sophia Kuyakusa with her sister Isabella also on this team. Sophia, a junior. So Kuyakusan is in. And Marumoto slices that one home.
Just superior firepower, right? Just hitting at a higher level with more energy, more trajectory. Not much you can do.
Kuyaku-san, one of 6 juniors. Honma, out. 19-15. Punahou took set 1. 25-18. Carter bends it. Marumoto. Oh, look out, Johnny here.
That was a good duck by Ahia, right?
Right.
I'll tell you, that might have left a mark. And yet he didn't. There was not any panic in his methodology there. Just a little bit of a weave and a smile.
From volleyball to dodgeball. Here for Johnny here. Warriors take time. (20-15). Punahou with a win here tonight can get back to the state final for the first time in about 4 years. The battles between Iolani and Kamehameha well documented over the last 7 years. Punahou hoping by the end of this week they'll capture a state crown for the first time since 2014. Got to take care of tonight and take care of this set to move one step closer. Komo'o. Carter dropped it off and point Kamehameha over the line. Double block went up and off the turn. Brown slow to get up. Appears to be okay.
That was a crazy play. How about Khaleesi with the hang time, and then Sanahashi like turned around to make a dig too? The block dig.
Uh-huh. I can't imagine being a freshman in this situation.
Right? And it's different if you've got 3 months of like runway.
Get to like lead you into
Right.
it. Right.
This is just like, here you go.
Yeah. That's how you learn how to swim sometimes too, right? Just throw the deep end of the pool.
Just throw them in.
Yeah, and start kicking. Benny, quick attack again. This is pulled long by Khaleesi.
Reminds me so much of Grace Fiaseu. Even down to the demeanor.
Just the deep base of the swing, right?
No.
Dudawa gets it to the back for Shigemasa. Marumoto right there to Dudawa. Kuomo'o in the middle for Honma. There is Uluwave, overpass, joust, and Benny wins that battle.
It's not fair. Setters just have such the advantage here. They just get so many more reps. They push second. Benny's run into some players on her own team throughout the year, right?
Yeah, Marumoto had to kind of push her back, and he's like, whoa, 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 right behind you. Kuomo'o in the middle. Poloi tipped it, stabbed up there by Cox. There's Marumoto to put that one near in front of Kuyaku-san. There's Tevez down the line. Here comes Marumoto from the left again. 9 for her.
You got a great line shot. You can go a long way. Blockers are a little smaller on the line. They're not necessarily expecting it, especially when you approach and face towards the cross court. Really nice turn down.
Honma, floater. Cox. Woo!
It's like she shot out of a rocket.
Wow.
Right? The best teams have a blend of senior leadership, but you gotta have some young spunkiness too on the team.
Benny puts it across. Dug up there by Kuyaku-san. Tevez near the net. Benny floating one, and Khaleesi just got it over the top. Honma, Tevez, Benny outside of Cox. 18 of serving 23. It was 25-18 the final in set 1. Warriors need to go on a serving streak here. Don't allow Niu to do the job. Passing has been solid here on serve receive. Handled well by Kilohalani Cox. Gets a refeed right there to Honma. Dudawa to Honma. 15 feet out right to Uluwave. This time they go to Marumoto from the right. Jammed off the block. Saved there by Uluwave. Benny flung it out right to Cox. Diving there is Dudawa, and here's Honma. And miss-hit by Kuyaku-san. Set point. (24-18). Outside Honma, turned at it. Here's Uluwave. Dudawa near the net, watch out. Joust, swatted over there by Cox. Honma flies in, saving that one, and off the rat-a-tat, it was Khaleesi initially. One time back over, Uluwave wins the set. Mirror image from set 1, Uluwave. The set 2 crusher, half dozen for her, and a 2-0 lead in the match.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by Zippies.
These are the set 2 stats after winning that one 25-18.
Second set really was a defensive battle. Both teams combining for 45 digs. The two aces, the service pressure still going really strong. I'm amazed at the amount of errors for attempts. Here's a crazy stat line. Kamehameha Hawaii had 15 more attempts than Punahou did in that second set, right? If they can just get the offense going a little bit more, good things can happen.
Volleyball with 10 digs here tonight and 12 assists. Mela Honma's got a half dozen kills to lead all players for the Warriors.
Instant offense, and on the other side, a guy who's never going to quit on his team, and they're never going to quit on him. Don't count this team out.
Guy Enriquez, who says, you know, sometimes we're going to get teams from the continents that come over in the Labor Day tournament, and what we do is we do a 3-beach tour. 3 beaches in one day, because nobody wants to come to Hawaii Island and only play volleyball and then fly back to their state. So he really tries to give them that aloha experience and that Hawaiian hospitality. Just adds to his level of character and what he has done in the sport as a coach and as a player. Honma puts it across, hit over by Benny, mishandled there, and a line called as well.
Did he say a 3-beach tour or a tree beach tour?
You know, I probably heard 3, and
it might
probably
be
said
like
tree.
a tree and a beach on a tour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little excessive to go to 3 different beaches
Exactly,
on one
yeah.
day, right? Now a tree, there's some nice trees on the Hawaii Island.
3 different beaches they go to. And they're all within relatively driving distance. But then again, we live in Oahu, so something like an hour drive on the Big Island might be a little different than. I might get used to that. In fact,
just getting out of Hilo there.
Yeah, and he takes a 60-mile drive, by the way, every day to practice. He's driven 6,000 miles through half of the season this year. That truck's getting a lot of mileage out there. Roll shot, Honma, well done. 7 for her.
It's hard to find kills when an entire defense is lined up against you, right? And last year there were more people for Punahou to worry about, but Honma doing a good job, especially through the latter half of this match, hitting her shots, finding her spots.
Little Ave, Tevez, here's Maramoto. Yes. If there's a set to win here for the Warriors, it's set 3. Historically, Punahou hasn't done too well here in this third set. Gave it up to a Mililani squad last night, and a gritty one. Brown, Honma, Kuomo'o, Honma hit the antenna. Honma will play basketball after this season is done. Try to avoid the consolation match tomorrow for 3rd place. Also at the Cannon Activity Center. Brown to Honma. Honma trying to get more active there. Right to Cox, middle, Kelisi. Great job there by Koyaku-san, dodging that one.
You know what's even more impressive about tonight's dominance so far by Punahou? No Indigo Clark. Right? For 75-80% of the season, she's been up there amongst the top in dig leaders and kill leaders. Just signed with Stanford to play beach volleyball.
I should hear with the officials to check on something. Honma, 7 kills here tonight. Uluave arcing that one long. Punahou tends to get into their lulls. Tino Huna says we got to avoid that. Because whoever they face, whether it's Baldwin or Kamehameha Kapalama, if Punahou wins tonight, you can't lull against any one of those opponents. So much cooler environment here for Tino Huna. She said that it was just like a sauna at Student Council Gym.
Oh, we know.
Yep. And we've been there before. Kuomo'o and Carter. Back to the front row there for Cox. Here's Maramoto. Wow. Ooh, man. like a laser beam.
It is, right? It's like that X-Man who's got the visor because he sends out red fireballs. I mean, that's a fireball.
11.
Cyclops, that's who. Cyclops.
Four to number 4, Kuyaku-san. Honma free chance. Kilisi out.
And you can see Khaleesi very excited, so she's actually in a little bit early. So you're in a little bit early, all of a sudden the set's going to be behind you. All of a sudden you can't get on top of it. It's just these little adjustments.
Here's Doodlewad. Yeah, just got the back line. Doodlewad been all over the place here tonight. 10 digs as well. Now gets that ace.
Wicked. I think look, it was going out 10 feet. Dropped at the last moment.
Marmoto tipped it. That's her first tip shot, I think, here tonight. And just got it there with a great effort from Poloi to try and save it.
You know, it's interesting. They always used to tell us, like, don't commit to the tip too early. But as long as you do like Marmoto is, you come in strong and don't give it up, it's good to know when people are on their heels and when a tip might go down.
Honma. Poloi. Oh, Teves. Nice job. Uluave.
This is a career night for Teves. She's been all over the court. I can't remember her missing one dig. Her serve has been tough as well.
Got 3 aces and 10 digs.
Wow.
Now time taken as Honma ties her shoe. Moriwaki.
Yep.
Behind the line of Moriwaki. Carter able to knock that one.
Teves, the daughter of Dane Teves and Sherry Teves, run 808 out in the west side. They're going to have an interesting dilemma if Kamehameha plays Punahou in the final, right?
For sure. You have 2 shirts. This one tipped over the cross there for Cox. Uluave. Kumo'o to Honma. Ripping one and scoring. Doesn't get tired.
Yeah, pretty fluid, pretty efficient swing. Has all the shots.
I think about 64 swings last night did Honma.
Wow.
En route to that sweep over Roosevelt. Cox nearly denied at the net. Uluave scores that one. 8 for her.
You know, Uluave, when she swings, it's almost like she wants to hit the block, right? So many people are out there trying to avoid the block. She's like, where are you? I want to challenge you.
Teves.
Oh, wow.
Gets another one.
I mean, that thing's just so wicked. We have the best vision of it, right? And it's never getting too high over the plane of the net, and it's coming on a line.
Teves. Have a pop-up there from Launiu. Another free chance in an 8-8 set 3 score. Here's Cox. Goes out.
So if I'm setting this Punahou team, Cox is really good in system. You give me a good pass, I'm going to set her in tempo. Really good swing. When it's out of system, that's where she's got to wait a little bit longer, change the arm swing a little bit more. You can see Tito Ahuna going over and saying some of those adjustments, right?
Because she didn't take a running start in that last swing right there. She just kind of had to wait for it.
Exactly.
Camping and into the net. That goes for Grace.
Out of system's really tough, right? Because it's different tempo depending on where the set's coming from, how high it is. There's just a lot more factors to deal with.
Shigemasa in behind the line. Dudawa. Honma from the left. Uluave, that's a souvenir.
That was a crazy angle. That was like, I could see the entire court that she had to work with, and it was like this thin little sliver, right? It was so far outside the antenna. It was like, you know that one piece of pie that your auntie says, like, hey, I'm on a diet, give me the smaller piece? That was like the size of the pie she had to work with.
That little tiny sliver?
Yeah, that auntie's now me. I'm like, no, I'm on a diet. Got the Olympics coming up. I got to lose about 20 pounds.
10-10. There's Uluwave back behind the line. Uluwave here tonight, 8 kills, 8 digs. Responsible for 9 points in some way here tonight. With a 10-10, set 3. Near the net, Kuama'o, middle. Hui, picked up by Uluwave. They counter with Marmo.
Oh, man. Sometimes you can see just the potential of what's going to be, and as soon as you see Hui biting on the middle and one-on-one, this might be the only time Hamea Maramoto's had a one-on-one opportunity throughout the tournament.
Pushed out. Punahou for the match, hitting 093. The Warriors hitting 055. Punahou hitting 154 in the frame, though. Honma hit the antenna, and Punahou halfway home here in set 3. 12 points away from a state final on the North Shore. Buff and Blue up 3. There are very few people in this business that garner universal respect in this sport. That's one of them right there. The legendary Chris McLaughlin, which you can hear his voice on Spectrum Sports. And just so beloved. Does team building activities with a lot of different schools, whether it's high school or the club level. I mean, the GOAT.
Yeah, and his wife's pretty special too, Beth. Been around the game for a long time. La Pietra, athletic director, University of Hawaii, all-star.
And we have to make sure that he did not pay for that, because he deserves all the free concession stand food here. Off a tap down, Punahou scores. Brown was there at the net. (14-10). Trickles long. Ends a 5-0 run.
I love the energy that Tito Ahuna has had all night long. Obviously, we love Enriquez all the time, but Ahuna's been like confident. She's been leadership, but she's also been very forgiving, right? A lot of times players don't forgive themselves, and she's enabled that for sure.
Benny tied at the tower. Maramoto swung it anyway and still got a score.
She has such a whip that she can hit on the way up. She can hit on the way down like she does here. But it just gives her different syncopations that a lot of players don't have.
It's almost a mirror image with Makua.
Right.
Just even on the approach. Honma, good approach, and got it.
Now, Honma has had like 3 slices of that narrow piece of pie. You got to just go for one big one right from the beginning, right? Like, who are you kidding?
I think everyone deserves a cheat day.
I mean, it's such a pretty shot.
Uluwave's pass to Benny. A good one. Maramoto jammed it right in front of Carter.
Hamea Maramoto tonight putting up like player of the year type numbers, right? Like, she has been the storyline. She's been aggressive from the beginning. 15 kills. Next person on the team is Uluwave with 8.
Cox has 6. Outside, there's Honma into the net.
And remember, at the beginning of this match, Hamea Maramoto at one point in time had 4 kills, 4 errors. She was hitting 0. And since that, she's hitting nearly 400.
So Maramoto herself has 15 kills. The Warriors as a team has 18 kills. That's how good Hamea Maramoto has been here tonight. Timeout, Warriors. hour after this one's over. We'll give you Baldwin and Kamehameha. It's just the third meeting in the last 15 years where the number 1 and 4 seeds meet. In that short stretch, the 1 seeds are 2-0. Baldwin seeking their first ever final appearance. Kamehameha, after missing the tournament last year, trying to get their 18th final last 20 seasons. There you see the stars from the semifinals. That's match 2 of our semifinal doubleheader here on OC16. Hanma, two-handed push, right to Kilisi. Cox, cross court, pop up, Kuomo'o. Yes.
In system, lights out. Cox just 2 steps, a jump, and a hammer. So effortless.
Meantime, University Laboratory and Damien duking out XCast. They're in set 3 after University Laboratory took set 2 and Damien took set 1. So match tied at 1 apiece in the Division 2 semifinals. This one popped across by Kwiaku-san. In the middle, Kelisi.
Waited a little bit longer. Not much longer, though. Still, she's up in the air waiting. That's like a Chris Blake type middle set there. Just so blindingly quick.
The lead is 7. Oh, Kwiaku-san just couldn't get good contact on that. Regardless of what happens here for the Warriors, it's going to be a great learning experience.
Right.
Especially for a returning team next year that is just going to be dominant again in the BIF. Kwiaku-san, Kuomo'o, here's Hanma, roll shot. Uluwabe diving, Benny outside, here's Cox. Oh, good dig there, Kuomo'o. Overpass, there's Kalisi. Met there by Dudawa. Flying in Hanma.
And I think that's a really good point by you, right? And it's the idea of like, you got to have the right personnel at the right point in their career arcs, and everything's got to be with the right coach, right? Like, it's really hard to put together a high-level championship quality team.
Yeah, and the stars have to align perfectly because prior to Kamehameha last year getting to the state final, you have to go all the way back to 2002.
Wow.
When you had the last Hawaii Island team get there. St. Joe's was there to take on who? Kahuku. And ironically, that was the last time an OIA team won the state final. And even more ironically, Tuli Tevanga now is on the coaching staff here for Punahou, who played for Kahuku in that match. That call, it's on Maramoto. Tuli Peters had 8 kills in that matchup. This tournament is the 15th anniversary of when the tournament went to rally scoring as opposed to conventional scoring, and into the best of 5 as well. And that one hit over the top. Uluwabe! This one found the sneak attack. Well, the parents were out of the house. Went right out the back door.
There's a German gold medalist on the beach volleyball side, Laura Ludwig, and she's famous for going over on one. Beach is much easier. There's only 2 defenders out there. I don't think I've ever seen that on the indoor side.
Das ist gut. Maramoto. Here's Hanma. In the middle, Kelisi. Blitzkriegs that one.
Look at the range, right? The prior shot, she hit hard radical to her left. That time, hitting the other side of the court over to her right. This has been a complete team effort from Punahou. This has been a very confident effort. I think from the very beginning, they brought their ace serves. There's Tuli Peters Tevanga. Love her energy, right?
Right. Was a coach of Kahuku about a half dozen seasons. Been to a couple of OIA championships. Been a new chapter in both the Kahuku girls program and here for Tuli Tevanga. But to have that kind of knowledge, though, that whole staff really for Punahou, man.
Coach of the OIA championship Kahuku squad. Class.
And that was a Red Raider squad that went 15-2. Mentioned Tuli Peters with 8 kills in a sweep for the Red Raiders over St. Joseph. Jasmine Paakaula had 12 kills in that one for St. Joseph's.
On the other side, Coach Enriquez, I'll tell you, like his sons, I think they played at every top 10 university in the country, right? A couple of transfers along the way. And yet here he is, still giving back after they've long graduated. Sharing the wisdom.
Since 2002, there's always been at least one ILH team in the final. And Punahou trying to continue that streak here. And get to a 26th state final. 3 away from doing just that. 25-18 and 25-18. That's how Punahou won the first 2 sets. Kahelani Moriwaki. Kuoma'o gets it outside. There you go. Sophia Kwiaku-san gets the bench jumping.
You know, you talked about the future, right? They've got Kuoma'o, just a junior. They've got Kwiaku-san, a junior as well. Beals, just a sophomore.
Right, their libero. Dudawa, as you mentioned, a libero. So, I mean, there are pieces there again with Kuoma'o in a solid setting position. She'll have about 3 years of varsity experience by the time next year hits. There is the aforementioned Dudawa. There's the aforementioned Kuoma'o. And here's Kwiaku-san, the youth on that one. Middle, Kelisi, the freshman. There's Dudawa. Here's Honma to roll it. Diving after that one, Moriwaki. Uluwave, watch out. There's Dudawa to pick it up off the block. Honma. There goes Benny. Tevez a bump set. Cox sees it, swings it. That one dug up there by Launiu. Outside it goes Kwiaku-san. Off that block, there's Moriwaki. Benny will go to Uluwave. BYU bound. Off the block. Dudawa. Kuoma'o, quick attack middle. Floated along there by Honma. Benny a bump set. Here's Uluwave. Yes.
Talked about the serving. The other big factor here tonight, which is the difference from last year, the defense on the BIC. They've figured out Honma and all her different shots, and you can tell everyone knows their position, everyone knows their assignment, and Punahou has been impeccable on defense against the back row tonight.
8 aces here tonight for the Buff and Blue, +4 in that department. Warriors +2 in the blocks department, 6-4. The pass goes right to Kwiaku-san, another free chance. Cox. Great sliding and diving dig up there by Launiu. Uluwave tied at the tower, just got it across and scored it. And it's Aloha ball, Buff and Blue. On the 10th kill for Uluwave. Punahou in prime position. Not done yet, says Poloi. That's another returnee for next year.
Right.
Emil Poloi, who's going to be on an absolute tear.
Always nice to have a 6'1" middle blocker underclassman.
A couple blocks on Marumoto in set 1 earlier. Beal's got to get it over the net. And does so. Uluwave, here she is. It's out. And Dudawa smiling ear to ear. Barrow said, hey, it didn't touch me. It didn't touch the line.
Blue Kajigal, the linesman, right? Looking very relaxed on a blast.
Warriors out of timeouts. Got to play this through. Here's Shea Beals, one of 5 sophomores. Uluwave. Yes! Welcome back to the state final. Punahou to tomorrow night's championship match. Punahou advances. Straight sets. Takes 89 minutes to do it. Here against the 2 seed in the tourney. And the second place team in the ILH this season will get one more crack at the crown. Uluwave, her 11th kill tonight, the match winner, and the Buff and Blue headed up north. 29 minutes, 25-18, 18-17. Punahou knocks out the number 2 seed in the tournament and advances to tomorrow's championship match to take on either number 1 Kamehameha Kapalama or number 4 Baldwin. You talk about complete team effort. It was on full display here for Punahou. It came at the right time. The 4 losses to Kamehameha. They dropped a set last night against Mililani. Here, it was just smooth sailing here.
I'm telling you, I'm convinced. Right, we had a body of work before which showed a lot of losses against Kamehameha, and over the last couple of months, this is a team that could do it.
And they did it really from wire to wire, essentially, right? And Haumea Marimoto, big part of that, the Hawaii Honda-Deers impact player with Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. And Haumea, I'm telling you, and the left side tonight were like peanut butter and jelly. It was just a perfect combination. Why was that working so well for you guys tonight?
I think I was just trying my best to get my feet there. Rella was putting up some really nice sets, and I knew I just had to do my job and put some kills away.
In the intros, one thing I noticed is you're number 2, you're the first one introduced for your team. You were so businesslike. A lot of people come out, smile, wave, whatever, and you just stepped out like little nod and that was it. Is that the intensity of the match tonight, or what was that?
Definitely the intensity of the match. I knew I had to be like locked in and like drown everything else out, so I just tried to be like as focused as I could be. Yeah.
All right, no disrespect to Baldwin, but I know you're looking at this next match, and the thought is already in you guys' head. You could be playing Kamehameha again. What are your thoughts about that?
We're definitely, it all comes down to this, you know, there's nothing to lose. We're just going to play our hardest, and it's going to come down to whoever wants it more.
Great game tonight. We'll see you in Laie tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
You know, the season gone forward through the ILH campaign, the tournament, and the state tournament. Always wonders, you know, how many will it be for Haumea? Well, tonight it's 15. That's the answer, hitting 273 tonight for Marimoto.
And no fatigue, right? Like you look at her, you look like she could hit 50 instead of 15. Has that rocket ball arm swing. She's got the great jump and feet. Spent a lot of time with her father, Marshall Marimoto, in the weight room, working on the foot speed. And I'll tell you what, like, she is ready to climb the top of the mountain.
Luluabe, 11 kills, 11 digs, double-double for her, 32 assists for Benny to go along with 12 digs. They hit 147 for the match, and they out-aced Kamehameha Hawaii 8-4. Here's the impact player for the Warriors. They'll end up in the 3rd place match on the North Shore. And Mela Honma, a dime and a dime here for number 10, Mela Honma.
Yeah, top 5 player for sure in the state. And I'll tell you, it's really difficult when you're the leader. You're not surrounded by so many seniors as they were last year. And for what she had in the situations that Punahou placed her in, she played lights out here tonight.
Punahou 4 losses, as we mentioned, this year, but that doesn't matter. They're just 1 win away from a state title for the first time since 2014. Time now for the Taco Bell play of the game. Well, how about Keanu Hui Hui? We're going to see her on the basketball court by the time the Biff season rolls around. Little double pump. Fake it up with the right. Pump it over with the right. Got the kill here for Hui Hui, as she finishes with just her only kill there in 1 day. I've never seen this before in the match, by the way.
Sometimes you go up, sometimes you go down, and then go back up again, right? It's probably something more you're likely to see on the basketball court than the volleyball court.
So number 4, Baldwin, will take on number 1, Kamehameha Kapalama. On paper, right, Baldwin's the underdog. They knocked off Kapolei last night in 4. Kamehameha's been on a tear. What do you think about that matchup?
I'm telling you, Baldwin takes care of the little things. Their passing, their defense, they make good swings. Punahou obviously the favorite, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't count out Al Pasquale and the team that he's got going. His setter, his daughter setting the 5-1. They've got great options in every rotation. This is going to be a good match.
So let's all meet back here in about 25 minutes at OC16 for semifinal number 2 between the Warriors and the Bears. Buff and Blue winning in straight sets, 18, 18, and 17. But Kevin Wong, Jimmy Bender, our entire crew, Felipe Hostro, Punahou advances to tomorrow's Division I championship.